highlights, where the truth gets aired out. Stroud with the vision, hitting Nico on a flare out. We talk breakout stars, no gimmicks or filters. Numbers so clean, got the stats looking like scriptures. Pressure like playoffs, but we calm in the huddle. Game talk deep, turn the podcast to a tunnel. From tape to the takes, we don't follow, we lead. And TranceBates with the reads, every drop what you need.
Welcome to Off the Highlights. It's your host, TranceBates. How y'all doing this day? Kind of light on them. Refresh, you good? Yeah. All right. So what's up? So today we're doing the NFL forecast frenzy. I'm going to map out the 2025 season. Simple as that. I've seen a lot of I was watching a YouTube video yesterday, Colin Card. He was doing NFC and AFC predictions for the playoffs, and I got an idea. What team do we feel like are locks for the playoffs, and what teams do we feel like they're waiting for the draft? I put them in 4 categories. This is what they are. We got reservations confirmed. These are the teams that we know is going to be there in the playoffs. We got contenders in waiting. They are primed for a playoff breakout, maybe breaking into the playoffs. Have they moves paid off them in the offseason? Drafted well? Are they ready to take the next step? Next, we got hopeful horizon. I mean, they're moving in the right direction as a team. Maybe a player, a quarterback or so that they drafted can get them over that hump or get them into contention that by the time the end of the season comes, they are either ruining somebody's playoff, spot, or they're trying to fight their way into it. And then we got see you in April. I mean, they're probably going to be looking for a quarterback by the end of the season. Week 8, week 9. So I'm going to put each team in these categories. I'm going to explain why I'm putting them in those categories. And then after we go through that, I went through another exercise of going through the whole schedule for each team. Wins, losses. Now, things are going to change. Injuries happen. Momentum changes. Late in the game, a team might be out of contention in the division. They might not be putting forth effort. So the wins are going to change. The losses are going to change. But I tried to map out a record for each team and the ones that will make the playoffs. So first off, let's get right into it. But first off, my bad. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I go live on YouTube. I go live on Facebook. I'm also on Twitter. I do a lot of polls on Twitter, on X. It's OTHW TranceBates. You can check me out there. I do a lot of polls. And a lot of the NFL information is off of X. The latest information. I think OTA started today for a lot of teams. Good to see them back out there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody looks good in a pajamas, as they call them. The shorts and the t-shirts. Everybody's making the passes, catching the passes. No real. You got 7-on-7s and 11-on-11s play. The other thing I thought was funny is Cleveland actually has a quarterback tracker for passes, completions, and touchdowns. And so far, Shador is leading the way. So I want to see him start. Let's cross our fingers. Let's see him start. I don't think he's going to start, but let's see him start. But let's hop right into this. I don't know if I'm going to start from the bottom or the top. I'm going to go with what I think is the easiest. We're talking about the reservations confirmed. These are the teams that we already know who they are. First off, I'm going to go AFC to NFC with these. First off, we're going Bills. I got the Bills. They confirmed. They don't have no real competition in that division. Josh Allen is an MVP. They revamped the defense. They schedule. I think they are favored in every game on their schedule. So I don't really see no issue in their path outside of an injury. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You got the MVP. Next up, we got the ever steady Ravens. Lamar, an MVP. Stout defense. Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, likely. Andrews, hopefully he can catch a pass when it's necessary. And they brought in D Hop. I don't know what to really make of that. But I think the Ravens have a good chance in that division. I think the only competition they really gonna have is the Bengals. Steelers don't have a quarterback yet. I guess they waiting on Aaron Rodgers. And the Browns. And the Browns with their situation. Who knows? Yeah. So we got the Bills, we got the Ravens. Next up, the team that always represent them in the Super Bowl, the AFC in the Super Bowl, we got the Chiefs. I'm never counting out Patrick Mahomes. I'm never counting out Andy Reid. The wide receiver situation should be solid. Defense should be solid with Spags and the defensive coordinator. I think they guaranteed. I just think their division is going to be a little bit tougher, and we're going to see who my favorite is later when we get into these records. And last but not least, you already know who run the South. H-Town, baby. So, I mean, I don't really see they struggled a little bit with their offensive line. We still got to see how that's going to come together. But as far as offensive weapons, as far as defense, they at the top. They competing. So I got the Texans as being a reservation confirmed. It is what it is. I don't really see nobody in that division challenging them unless it's like out of nowhere, Jacksonville turns it around or Cam Ward steps up and takes the Titans to the next level. We don't even know if Anthony Richardson is going to be starting. They got Daniel Jones. They competing for that. Colts got a good team around them, but who knows? They good. They got good skill players. They got Tyler Warren. They got Jonathan Taylor. But who the fuck is the quarterback? Your man that you drafted 4th overall is competing with Daniel Jones. That's not good. So anyway, we're going to hop over to the NFC. NFC side, these are the reservations confirmed that I see. Eagles, they won the Super Bowl. I got to give it to them. They replaced some people. They won a lot. Jalen Hurts is steady. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Barkley, 2,000 yards. Make sure y'all put that in on FanDuel. Another season of 2,000 yards. Is it likely for it to happen? I don't know, but I'm putting money on it. Next up, we got the Lions. I've already had my spiel about the Lions. The offense and defensive coordinators, I don't know what they're going to be like. They got replaced. Ben Johnson is in Chicago. Aaron Glenn is with the Jets. But as a whole, as a team with Aiden Hutchinson coming back, and hopefully they probably won't have the same amount of defensive injuries as they did last year. That's why they got their ass whipped by the Commanders. Outside of that, they're going to be a steady team. That division is going to be a little bit difficult. Who knows how J.J. McCarthy plays with the Vikings? But I'm going to always go with the Lions. They steady. Dan Campbell. Next up, we got the Rams. Can't count on Sean McVay, Stafford, Devontae Adams, Puka, Kyron Williams, Ferguson as the tight end. The defense, they got young defensive line. Who knows how that's going to go? Their back end, the safeties, the corners, that's a little shaky, but they're talking about Jalen Ramsey on the horizon. So we could do what we could do with that. But I got them as a reservation confirmed. Next up, I don't know how the second year going to be, but Jaden Daniels really did his thing. So I got the Commanders in there. I don't know how much extra Debo is going to be as far as an offensive weapon. It gives them something different. But behind Debo, behind McLaurin, who do they have? Luke McCaffrey. Running back situation is a little iffy. Brian Robertson. I would like to see a better running back behind it. Defense, I don't think they really got better on defense. I think their defense is usually going to be their weakness. But since they did so well last year, I'm putting them in reservations confirmed. All right, next up, we got the contenders in waiting. Hold on, let me tell you. Now, contenders in waiting, I think this is a classic spot for the Bengals. What is that defense going to do? That's how I feel. Offense, we already know the offense is going to be competing. Defensive wise, I don't know what they're going to do. They got a new defensive coordinator, but they really didn't do anything defensively. That is like you're hoping that your defensive coordinator can get more out of the players that you had there than your old defense coordinator instead of just getting new players. Trey Henderson situation going on, and a #1 draft pick. He ain't even in camp yet. So they going to score, but can they stop people from scoring? Next, I'm putting the Titans in here. Why? Because I believe in Cam Ward. I think he's going to steady that ship. I think where Will Levis really faltered, holding on to the ball, not being able to get free, panicking in situations, having dumbass throws, I think Cam Ward is going to right the ship on that. Now, Cam Ward can be a little loose with the ball, and he do make some throws that, but I feel like even in those moments when the time is from what he showed in college, when those times, even when he messed up, he came back and kept on shooting and kept on and winning. So I think the Titans are right there in that contenders and wait, especially with that division. If you know what I'm saying, 10-9-8, 8-9, and that I think they could do. Their defense is pretty good, especially with those defensive tackles. Next we got the Broncos. They made the playoffs last year. Bo Nix had a great rookie season. Sean Payton, he's a good coach. They defense, Patrick Surtain, that you know what I'm saying, they should have a good defense, but that division is going to be lights out, firing squad every day, every week. And they're going to be banging heads up in that motherfucker. So I give it to the Broncos. They contenders and wait. Now the next step is to get back to the playoffs and win that first playoff game. That's for them. And then I got the Chargers in that same division. I think they're going to do well. They made the playoffs last year. Justin Herbert with Greg Roman in his second year. We got Ladd McConkey. They got Trey Harris, Omarion Hampton. I'm not sure how the defense is going to be, but I trust Harbaugh. So I'm going to put them in the contenders category. They made the playoffs last year, then they got stomped out, but them, like the Broncos, is going to have to dethrone the Chiefs and make sure that they playing at home to get that first playoff win. I don't know how they're going to do on the road. And then we go to the NFC side. I know your boy Dak, he was hurt. Tore the hamstring off. But if he can come back and he's 90% throwing to CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, who knows how that combustion or mixture is going to work. But if it does, when Micah Parsons on the other side, I think they could bounce back in that division. I think if Dallas plays a little bit higher, it's going to be some competition between them and the Commanders, and them wins are going to sway back and forth a little bit. But I got Dallas being a contender. Next up, Packers. What the next step we need from Jordan Love? Consistency. I think LaFleur coaches well, coaches great. But I think there needs to be some consistency from Jordan Love perspective. Josh Jacobs, he did well. They got Matthew Golden, the skill set players. I don't know, Romeo Dobbs, D'Ontario Wicks, Christian Watson. I think he still got the torn ACL. So I don't know how that's going to mix. But that defense plays well. And I think they should be in that mix of that division, especially with the Vikings not having Sam Darnold and who knows what JJ McCarthy could be. It's a good Vikings team, but I think they won 14 games last year. I don't think they're going to be back on that level. Then who we got next? We got the Falcons, another one of my favorites. I just fuck with Penix on some real shit. Drake London and Bijan and Raheem Morris. And I think in that division, Bucks have been winning, but I don't think they got a stranglehold on it. I think the Falcons, if they can get their shit together, because when Penix got in there, Drake London was averaging 100 yards a game. If they can get a little, you know what I'm saying? Penix does miss a little bit. He miss high. He be missing. But I think if he can get dialed in, locked in a little bit, hold up. Dialed in and locked in a little bit more, I think they can get some wins off of that team, especially with the Saints. Who knows what Tyler Shucker's going to do? But I think the Falcons are contenders in that weight, and I think they can win that division. And speaking of the Falcons in that same division, I got the Bucks. You can't count out Baker. Can't count out Ty Bowles. Emeka Ibuka is there with Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Bucky Urban in the backfield. They're going to score points. Defensively, I don't know how they're going to hold up, but I have faith in Ty Bowles to make some things happen. I think it's going to be a tough division. I think between them and the Falcons, and even the Panthers a little bit, I think they're right there. We already know they can make the playoffs. If the Falcons play a little bit better, I think it's going to be a little bit more. It came down to the wire last year, so I think it's going to be a little bit more of that. Like, because once they get in the playoffs, how much damage are they really doing? And then the team that's forgotten, the 49ers. I think the 49ers bounce back. I just had the conversation with the homeboy earlier today. I had the 49ers winning more than 10 games. He don't think so. But, hey, I ain't counting out Kyle Shanahan. Brock Purdy got his money. Fred Warner got his money. Who knows what's going to happen with Christian McCaffrey? I don't know if the Achilles is good or not. I mean, he probably won't be as good as he was, but who knows? Ayuk is back. Jennings, Parasol. You got Kittle. That defense should be a little bit better. So who knows? But I think the 49ers are going to be back in contention. With Seattle and Sam Darnold, if they don't get that line fixed, I don't know how powerful they're going to be. The Rams, I think, is like I said, I put them in the reservations confirmed because I'm not sure how good the 49ers will be, but I'm banking on they will be. And then the Cardinals. I mean, Kyler is just skittish, so I ain't want to bank on him too much. So that was contenders and waiting. Next up, hopeful horizon. I mean, this is teams that, I mean, if things go their way a little bit, injuries this way, injuries that way, they might be there. On the AFC side, Patriots. I think Drake May with Vrabel, if Kyle Williams steps in, and they get a solid defense, and they got Travion Henderson. I think they get with that mentality that Ray will bring and Drake May ability to move around and really make shit happen. I think they might compete with the Bills. I'm not saying they're gonna win, but I'm just saying they're gonna give the Bills some help. That's what I believe in that division. Vrabel is gonna make sure he give the Bills some help. Next up, the Dolphins. I mean, I don't know what to do with the Dolphins. Tua is a decent quarterback, but he's one concussion away from retirement. Tyreek Hill is off seasons is usually in trouble somewhere or doing this or doing that. Jaden Waddle, we forgot about him. He's nice. A-Chain, he's shown promise, but he's usually often injured. Jonnu Smith, he did his thing last year. That defense, I guess it could step up. Is Mike McDaniels the coach that's needed? Can they put their foot in the ground and really stand up in that division and give the Bills some competition? Because I think they was opposed to, but it hasn't happened. And now the Patriots are better. The Jets got a good head coach, and they're going to be a tough out. So that window for what we thought you was about to do, it might be closing. So that's why I put them in the hopeful horizons. Next up, we got the Steelers. I don't know what the fuck y'all doing at quarterback. If Aaron Rodgers come, I think that gives y'all hope to compete. That's all. I really don't have nothing else to say about that team. I just think if Aaron Rodgers is there, he gives you hope to compete. But this is the same man that won 5 games last year. He's over 40 years old, or he's about to be 40 or whatever. It's not looking good. You know what I'm saying? You got to give credit to Tomlin. He's going to have them fighting. He's going to have them doing their thing. But man, I just don't know. Is this the year that they don't have a winning record? Who knows? Next up, Jags. They got a new coach, Cohen from the Bucks. He should come. He should prop up their offense. But they had Doug Peterson, Trevor Lawrence. Who knows, man? I mean, is Travis Hunter going to be the difference maker? That's all they hope. All they hope is relying on Travis Hunter and the new head coach. Is that going to unlock Trevor Lawrence? Or is Trevor Lawrence just what he is? An average quarterback that went number one and he just never lived up to the hype. They had a moment and then it just seems like something ain't right. He just ain't hitting his stride. And then the Texans took over that division and now they fight. Tennessee got Cam Ward now. If he hits the ground running, it's over for them Jags. Then we got the Raiders. Geno, Pete Carroll, Jack Besh, Brock Bowers, Ashton Genty. I think on the low, sneaky, if they on the low, they gonna put up a fight in that division. I don't know about the defense though. If the defense to me felt was a little bit better, if I had a little bit more deciphering of how the defense is going to play, I got faith in the offense. The offense to me would be contenders and waiting, but as far as the defense goes, Max Crosby, he does his thing. But how well will they play? I mean, they will be disciplined under Pete Carroll, but what's next? I think they're going to steal a few from that division. I think they might steal one from the Chiefs. I think they might steal one from the Chargers. And I think they might steal one from the Broncos. They might steal a few here and there, but I think as a whole team, is it going to be enough? And I think with all the additions that they have compared to what they were, it's hopeful. It's hopeful. If Mahomes go down or Bo Nix and them don't look right, they got hope. Next up, we got the Colts. Like I said, they don't have a quarterback. They got all the other pieces. They just don't have a quarterback. Can Daniel Jones or Anthony Richardson get right to right the ship and just play even kill? If they play even kill, they're going to be in games. They're going to put up fights, and they should be decent. But up until now, since they don't have you just tossing the something you wishing in the well, and hopefully Anthony Richardson can stay healthy. Hopefully Daniel Jones plays up to a subpar level. Who knows? But I'm putting them in the hopeful rise. They hopeful that they're gonna find a fucking quarterback between the two. For the NFC, let me take a break. Let me take a break. NFC, we got the Bears. They got Ben Johnson, Caleb in the second year. Hopefully, they unlock some things with Caleb. Rome Odunze in his second year. Deontay Swift. I forgot who their other running back is. I'm not sure. Did they draft one? And then they got DJ Moore. Oh, they drafted Lovely from Michigan, the tight end. That defense, I know the offense is going to be diabolical. If you could just settle Caleb in to play on time and not play hero ball and understand what's around him, they will be steady. Now, their issue is going to be that division. Is that defense going to be good enough to slow down the Lions, slow down the Packers, interrupt J.J. McCarthy's growth for the Vikings? We're not sure. But that Ben Johnson hire was a hopeful that he can unlock Caleb and play like the Jaden Daniels level. Even the Bo Nix level to a degree. If he could be on Bo Nix level, shit, he probably, I think he could reach Bo Nix level. But play on the Jaden Daniels, you know what I'm saying, offensive rookie type year like that, I think there's some hope. But I just think that division is a little bit too much. And then we go to the Vikings. With the Vikings, I feel like, what is J.J. McCarthy? I think in the preseason, he showed a little bit. I think Brian Flores, as the defensive coordinator, was putting teams in a headlock. Offensively, I think everything around him offensively is good. It's just, what is J.J. McCarthy's development? you have to see what he is, because all the other quarterbacks in that draft class have shown a little bit of promise, and you kind of wanted to bring back Sam Darnold, but he played his way into his new contract. You flirted with Aaron Rodgers, but I think deep down you have to know that we have to see what we have in JJ McCarthy to understand where we need to go with this team. And with that, I can't be too sure. I can't be too sure with how that's going to play. So it's hopeful that JJ McCarthy plays to, I guess, somewhat level of Sam Darnold, maybe a little bit better. If he had a Bo Nix type year, I think they compete in that division. I think they're going to compete anyway. It's going to be a hard out. Next, we got the Panthers. Bryce Young showed a lot of promise last year. This is his second year in that system with Dave Canales. Hubbard, he's a good running back. They drafted Tedero McMillan. He should be a go-to. Xavier Leggett, he needs to step up a little bit, but they got Hunter Renfrow. They got Adam Thielen. They got from Colorado. So they should be, theoretically, offensively, they should be good. It's just that defense was horrible. So who knows how the defense is going to go. So once we see how that defense plays under Everett with their new pieces, if they can sustain, they can play in that division. I give them hopeful horizons because that division is not a good one to say. But the Falcons is on to come up. The Bucks are staying there. We don't know what the Saints are doing. So I'll put them in a hopeful horizon. Next up, we had the Seahawks. They got rid of DK, got rid of Geno. Who knows what that could possibly be. With Sam Darnold, that interior line is a little bit shaky, and that's where Sam Darnold, when he gets that pressure, he's not on point. And now he won't be throwing to Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison. He'll be throwing to Jackson Smith and Jigba, Cooper Kupp a little long in the tooth, Arroyo from Miami, the rookie tight end. So who knows? And that defense, Mike McDonald, I think he has a vision for his defense, but I don't know if that step back at quarter is Sam Darnold going to play as good as Geno? Is Sam Darnold going to play as good as last year? He's in a system that he's familiar with, but who knows how that plays out? I think he's going to take a step back. So it's hopeful. And next is the Cardinals. Kyler Murray is shaky. They really revamped the defense. They got some pieces on that defense. If that defense plays well and levels out the offense a little bit, I think the Cardinals can get some wins. But in that division, I think the 49ers are going to be better. I think the Rams are going to be better. And the Seahawks, that might where the Seahawks wins, the Cardinals, that might be where the, you know what I'm saying, a little difference take place. And last but not least, crew, see you in April. See you in April. And we're going to see you in April because you're probably going to be looking at these college quarterbacks, which I'm going to come out with a video on the college quarterbacks. There's probably like a couple of them that's going to come out that probably could change these franchises. But as of right now, I'm going through seeing the things. I'm not sure how these teams are going to play. So in the AFC, we got the Browns. I don't know how that quarterback situation is going to play out. It could be spectacular or it could be a spectacular crash. If Shador could win that job, it'll be interesting to watch. Are they going to be winning that division? No, because I don't think they could compete with the Bengals or the Ravens. But we'll see. And I got the Jets. I fuck with Fields. I was high on Fields when he first came out. I wish my team at that time would have drafted him, but they didn't. He's been bouncing around. He hasn't really had his signature moment in the league yet. He got another opportunity with the Jets with Aaron Glenn. I just don't know. I don't know I don't know how it's going to look. I don't know if he's going to become a proficient passer and not hold on to the ball. Garrett Wilson is out there. Breece Hall, Braylon Allen. They got pieces depending on how they choose to run that offense. The defense, Aaron Glenn, I think is going to have the defense. You know what I'm saying? Playing a little bit good. Sauce Gardner, but I just don't see them. I see them being bad. That's all. Not with that division. I think the Patriots are better. I think the Dolphins are better. I think the Bills are much better. And it's going to be tough competing in that. You might get still one from the Dolphins. You might get still one from the Patriots. I don't think that you're going to get one off of the Bills, depending on if Fields can hit that mark. But I doubt it. And I think they're going to be up there looking for a quarterback next year. Then we go to NFC. I just put the Giants here. Not my issue with the Giants is I don't believe in Jameis. I don't believe in Russell Wilson. I think offensively, if Dart gets the opportunity to play, he's going to play like a rookie. But I think there's going to be some wild moments in there with Malik Neighbors. Defensively, I think they're going to be an issue. But I just don't see them consistently being able to win, especially with that division. If Dallas is back, Commanders are good, Eagles are good. They just won the Super Bowl. I don't see you stealing no games from them. I don't. So now if they picking high again next year, are they willing to trade that pick if it's the number one pick? Or they going, you know what I'm saying? But they're going, I think at some point in time, if they losing, they're going to have to put Jackson Dart in there to see if he's worth passing on the quarterback next year. And then the last team is the Saints. I think they're going to put up a fight in that division. They always do. It's just the quarterback situation. What is Tyler Shuck going to be? Spencer Rattler. And I think they probably would prefer to be losing to really get their hands on a bona fide quarterback that they feel like can be a winner. Like Arch, if he comes out. Nussmeier, he plays in LSU. Klubnik, he's in Clemson. Lenore Sellers, he might come out. Who knows? I think if they can get Aller from Penn State, I think if at some point in time, Shuck might be just a good backup, but I think they're gonna want to lose. So that's the categories I put them in. Now, I came across this website. Go week to week, making your picks on the teams, and then it lays out the records for you. I did that, and I just wanted to share the records that I had with them. So right here, my piece of paper, old school. I got the Bills going 14-3. I got the Ravens going 11-6. I got the Chiefs going 11-6. I got the Texans going 11-6. I got the Bengals going 10-7. Titans at 8-9. Broncos 11-6. Chargers 14-3. I think that's a surprise for some, but I think they're going to really put some time in, which means that they probably are not going to win 14 games. They probably win 10 or 11. I think the Chiefs probably win a little bit more than I give them. I got the Patriots at 8-9. I got the Dolphins at 9-8. I got the Steelers at 5-12. The first losing season for Mike Tomlin. Jags are 6-11. Raiders are 8-9. Like I said, they're gonna fight in that division. I got the Colts at 5-12. Who knows with that quarterback situation? Browns are 3-14. Jets are 4-13. Down on the NFC side, I got the Eagles going 10-7. The Lions going 13-4. The Rams going 12-5. The Commanders going 8-9. A little downgrade from last season. But like I said, with the Cowboys, I got them going 11-6. So it's going to be a little bit more harder, I believe, if Dak stays healthy. That's only if Dak stays healthy. If Dak don't stay healthy, I ain't got no hope for the Cowboys. Even though, yeah. Packers 11-6, Falcons 11-6. I'm a little hopeful on them because I think Penix is going to open up their offense a lot more than what Kirk Cousins did. Bucks 10-7. They're going to be battling it out with the Falcons. 49ers, I got them bouncing back at 12-5. Some people don't believe in them. I ain't counting Shanahan out. Bears are 9-8. I don't think this is the year yet. Give it 2 years with Ben Johnson, but I think they're going to steal some from that division. Vikings are 10-7. I might change that. I don't know. That comes across as if I'm giving more hope to JJ McCarthy development, but I think he's going to be decent. He's throwing to Justin Jefferson. You can't be a bad quarterback throwing to Justin Jefferson. Panthers, I got them at 7-10. Give them another year. Seahawks 3-14. I think that might be a little bit too much, like two less. I think they'll win some more than that, but 3-14, I had them. Cardinals at 4-13. The Giants at 1-16. The irony, if the Giants got the number one pick and Arch Manning came out, and I got the Saints at 2-15, and the Saints would probably go with Nussmeier right after that. But that's my records for the season. I'm gonna keep on doing it. I did it like 3 times. Something like 1-16, 2-15. I don't think that's gonna be. I think they'll win more games than that. You know, you never can tell with injuries and stuff of that nature. I think the Chargers might not have that many wins. I think the Chiefs might play a little bit better, might get some more wins. But overall, I think we got the usual suspects on each side, AFC, NFC, that's going to do their thing. I'm going to leave the website that I use, I'm going to leave that in the description. Y'all can go play with it y'all want to yourselves. But like I said, I had the teams in different categories. Reservations confirmed. Those are your teams like the Bills and the Ravens, the Eagles and the Lions. Contenders and waiting, they like the Bengals, the Broncos, the Cowboys, the Falcons, the Packers. Hopeful horizon are teams like the Patriots, I think the Dolphins, Raiders. On the NFC side, it would be like the Vikings, maybe the Panthers, maybe the Bears, and then, tanking for whoever, tanking for Arch, whatever you want to call it. They got to come up with a better slogan or something. We got the Browns, the Jets, we got the Giants, and the Saints. So I was just going over the forecast for the 2025 season. I can't wait to football coming. They had some OTAs today. I know some people have been seeing it on IG, Twitter, whatever. It's good to see the boys back playing football. We always talking about what games we going to. Hey, I'm gonna be at that Ravens game when the Texans come to town. But thanks for tuning in. Make sure you check out the other videos that I've posted. Not sure when I will go live again on next video that'll drop, but hey, check me out in due time. I'll let you. Hey, thanks for checking out this latest episode of Off the Highlights with Trans. What the fuck?
Boogity boo, nigga. Remember me?
What the fuck?